How are you, mate? Love the intro. Good work.
Thanks, man. How you doing, man?
I'm going good, mate. Thanks for having me on the show.
Oh man, I know the bubble is crazy. You've been like a resident in the bubble.
Yeah, I have. I have. Yeah. No, it's been good to me, the bubble. In
Yeah.
a crazy, crazy year when it looked like boxing was going to be put on the back burner, the bubble came along and gave me two massive opportunities. So I love the bubble.
Right? The master of the bubble right here.
That's
Oh
it.
man. So how it's been? You've been away from home since how long?
Now after June, I went home I went home and had to do a 2-week quarantine in a hotel. But I got to see my family for about 7 or 8 weeks, and then we came back over here now. So I'll be away for another 8 or 9 weeks again. But that's what you got to do. They're the sacrifices we got to make. And if I'm
Those are the
going home
sac.
if I'm going home with 3 belts around my waist, I'll be very happy. So there's no complaints here.
Ooh, this fight was supposed to be around this time. Inoue versus Casimiro.
Yeah,
I don't know what happened with the business side of things, but you already know how boxing works. Us fans don't know nothing about the business side. It's kind of sketchy, but whatever happens, you in place
that's
now, and you have the
that's right.
opportunity. So,
That's right.
what do you feel about this opportunity, man?
This is everything. This is the opportunity that I've been working for 17 years of my life. Made so many sacrifices and worked so hard to be here, where I am right now, about to become the #1 bantamweight in the world and change my life forever. This is everything. So I've done everything right. I'm working extremely hard, and I'm confident that I'm about to achieve something special.
Now, there was people that talking about this. Of course, the momentum of that fight that carried on to this fight. But I'm telling people like, yo, Jason Moloney is not going to be easy for Naoya Inoue. 4 straight stoppages. He's being a monster himself. And of course, the loss that y'all both had a common opponent, Emmanuel Rodriguez. I
Yeah.
thought, in my opinion, like I said earlier, I think it was a robbery. I think you really won that fight. I'm seeing you as an undefeated fighter walking into this fight. And that was your first time going for that world title. How do you feel about that fight? Am I wrong? Am I right? Do you feel like what do you feel about that fight with Emmanuel Rodriguez when they get that loss?
Yeah. Look, I thought I did enough to win the title that night, but I take it. I take it how it is. You can't change that result now. So the loss is there, and I don't have that world title. So I've just got to take that as a lesson, and I did. Since that's been 2 years since that fight, and I've improved so much since then. And that's what gives me so much confidence, knowing how much better I am compared to that fight. If I fought Rodriguez again, or if I fought myself 2 years ago, I'd knock myself out or knock Rodriguez out now, I believe. So people look at what Inoue did to Rodriguez and they see how I lost, and that's how they want to play off this fight. But that's not the story of this fight. I'm a completely different fighter now than I was 2 years ago, and this is where I show what I'm capable of. I can do a lot more than what anyone's seen, and this is my opportunity to show it.
It's a hell of an experience because you came on firing in your last 4 opponents. You'd be like, you know what? I'm not going to leave it in no judges' hands anymore. F the judges, just me, you, and the ref. Just me, you, and the ref. I'm not going to leave it in the judges' hands. Not in this bubble. And now with the momentum that's carrying the because this is a good fight. It's a good fight. Top ranked fighters in bantamweight. So what you've been working on since to prepare for this fight, the sparring partners and things of that nature, if you want to share that with us.
Yeah, I've trained for this fight how I train for every fight, and that's with a completely professional approach. That's probably my greatest asset, my greatest strength is how I prepare for fights. I'm a true professional. I don't take any shortcuts. I leave no stone unturned, and I work extremely hard, and I enter every fight ready to go 12 rounds flat out. I study my opponent, I put together a good game plan, and I cement what I'm going into that ring to do. So that's how I've approached this fight. Obviously, it's the biggest fight of my life, and I want to win this more than anything. But I'm not going to go changing the way I approach fights or doing more, because that can only they can only sort of, you know, be a negative. I don't want to burn myself out and leave the best work in the gym. I want to go in that ring and give the performance of my life. And that's what I'm ready to do. I feel like I'm in the best shape of my life, physically and mentally. I'm entering this feeling better than ever before. And I know I need the performance of a lifetime, but that's what I'm ready to bring. And that's what people are going to see.
Hey, man, you saw this weekend what a win, what a big win, what a unification bout could do. The whole world is talking about what happened last week. The whole boxing world, of course, Teofimo Lopez beating Lomachenko. And now the guy that they call the monster, another pound-for-pound caliber fighter, could go down. Could go down by another monster, Jason Moloney.
Will go, not could, will.
Will. All right, let's go with Will. You here right now, so it's Will, ladies and gentlemen. It's Will.
That's right. Mate, yeah, I was just going to say, mate, to be there, I was at the fight live, maybe, you know, one of maybe 80 people that got to witness that fight live, and to see, you know, the young underdog go in there and take out someone who everyone thinks is invisible and just like Inoue, you know, Lomachenko put him and Inoue on this pedestal and think that these guys are inhuman, but they're not. And as Lopez showed, anyone can be beaten. And to see that young, hungry lion, you know, after that fight with all those belts around his waist, oh, that just gave me so much motivation. And I was just picturing myself being there in that moment, and it just lit a real fire in my belly, and I want to achieve what he did so bad. And it was great for me to be there and watch it and really, you know, ignite that extra fire.
That's a hell of an accomplishment, and I know you're looking for that accomplishment as well. What do you see as a weakness in Inoue? What do you see the weakness in Inoue? What do you think is the myth that you feel like, come on, guys, really, come on, he's not that.
Well, like I've got a lot of respect for him. You know, I respect every fighter that steps through the ropes, but I just don't fear any fighter that steps through the ropes. I mean, we're all just men with two arms and two legs, and we all, you know, make the same sacrifices. We all work extremely hard, and I just don't think that anyone is unbeatable. I see how good he is, but there's chinks in his armor. He's reckless. That he comes in and gets, you know, he's there to be hit, as donaire showed in their fight. He's there to be hit. You just got to be good enough to take those opportunities. And at the top level, you know, everyone's got great speed and great power. I believe in my speed and my power as well. So I can fight with fire, and I believe that this fight's going to come down to will and who wants it more. And I know that he doesn't want it as bad as I want it.
Yeah, you got great movement. I could see you succeeding a lot of spots with your movement. He got a good inside game. You got a good overall. It's a good matchup. It's a good matchup. Boxer, puncher. Yeah, both boxer punches, but it's just a good matchup. High level skill. What does a win mean to Australia?
This will be the biggest win by an Australian fighter in our history. That's how big it is. This will go down forever. This fight will be talked about for years and years and years to come, and, you know, cement a legacy for myself that my kids and my grandkids and everyone can talk about and be proud of. And, you know, I can sit back at the end of my career and say that I've achieved the biggest win by an Australian in our history. That's just unbelievable, and that gives me so much excitement, so much motivation to go out there and achieve something so special, and to inspire the next generation and show them that we can take out these guys. We can be the best in the world. We can reach the top of the tree.
Legacy reigns supreme, and especially it's becoming a trend in the sport of boxing where fighters are usually chasing purses and they forget about legacy. And I always say on my show, I say, legacy reigns supreme. You go after legacy, and your kids, your great-grandkids, they will live off your name. Forget about the purse. That legacy will give everybody a purse.
That's right.
Your daughter, your son, they want to go to tennis. They're going to be like, that's Jason Moloney's daughter and son. The door is open. Let's let him in. You know?
That's 100% right. 100% right. It's obviously everyone, you got one career and it's short. You want to get the most out of it. But for me, this is all about the legacy. It's all about achieving my dreams and, you know, winning these belts and achieving the goals that I set out to achieve. And like I said, sit back at the end of my career and say, I've done everything I set out to do and I can be proud of what I achieved. That's what's important to me.
That's what's up. And the importance, can you also tell the people the importance of also fighters to always stay prepared when your name is called? Because you could have been maybe home, or you could have been, you know, taking a break, a long break, and you probably be like, oh no, you know, who is on the table, but I'm not even prepared. I'm like 25, 30 pounds overweight. Tell the people how's important as a professional fighter, because to me there's prize fighters, but then there's professional fighters. You know, prize fighter to me is the one that just stay ready when there's a contract to be handed, and then they get prepared. But a professional fighter, they live 24 hours as a professional fighter. So tell the people how's important to always stay ready.
Yeah, that is everything to me, and that's the number one thing I pride myself on is my professionalism. And going back actually to the last fight, when obviously the whole pandemic thing's happening, there's no boxing on at all. Well, we got a call up on real short notice from Top Rank to say, hey, can you guys get out here? We're launching this boxing in the bubble. We want you guys to be a part of it. And we flew over here, and they couldn't believe that we got here from Australia. But we went into the Top Rank office, and they said, look, how long do you guys need to get ready? And we said, literally, when we land from the airport, drive us to the MGM. We'll get in the ring. We're ready to go right now. And they couldn't believe it. They were laughing, going, nah, you guys are the only guys in the world that have said this. But that's the way we approach. I'm in the gym all year round. I don't just wait until I've got a contract ready to start training and work off, 20 pounds of fat. I'm ready. I'm in the gym all year round, always trying to get better, because in between your fights, that's when you're making biggest improvements. You don't want to just go into a training camp and try and become a better fighter in 8 weeks. You got to be chipping away, getting better every single day, getting better, working on your weaknesses and perfecting your strengths and taking, respect in this game. Like they say, you don't play boxing. You got to give this sport respect, and you should always be ready at all times and always trying to be the best you can be. If you're only boxing for 8 weeks, twice a year, or whatever these prize fighters are doing, you're not taking this sport serious, and you're not giving the sport the respect it deserves.
Then you can't shortcut life. You can't shortcut life. Just like that's how I always say, boxing translates to life itself. You take a shortcut in life, it's going to show. Your nutrition is not up to par, it's going to show. You're going to have some health issues. You're going to have people along the way. And who has helped you along the way? Who's in your corner and your circle that has helped you along the way to get to this point?
Well, I've got to give a big shout out to my coach, Angelo Hyder, and my manager, Tony Tolsh, who are both over here with me at the moment, spending a long time away from all of our families. Obviously, my partner, Georgia, and my young daughter, Isla, who I have to leave for a long chunk of each year when I'm chasing this dream. And then my family, my dad, my mum, and my major sponsors, Forest One and the Plumbers Union in Australia. They've been with me since day one and allowed me to chase this dream. So there's a few other sponsors and a lot of other people that support me, but yeah, they all know who they are, and I appreciate every one of them.
Now, your brother lost a tough fight with Franco, which a lot of people felt that he was going to win that fight. How's your brother doing? He's going to have the rematch. He's prepared. The Australians are like the American Charlo brothers. Yeah, the Australians. So how is your brother? How he's doing? How's his training? How he's prepared for that rematch?
He's great. He's over here now with me, obviously training, and he's fighting on November 14 in the rematch on the Crawford-Brook undercard as the co-feature. And I can't wait for him to show what he's capable of, because obviously he lost that last fight, but that was not my brother in there. That was a really bad performance. But that's lit a real fire on his belly, and he's ready to come out here and put on a great performance and show what he's actually capable of and win that world title. And for us to both go home in 6 weeks' time, 4 belts on the plane, it's going to be something very, very special, because we've been working at this for a long, long time together. It hasn't been easy. We've enjoyed it, but this is where we make it all worthwhile.
Hey, when he see you carry those belts, when he see, then now you gonna give him that extra motivation to go
That's
in
right.
November 14th and be Franco.
That's
It's
right.
it's gonna be a tough fights. What do you feel about the landscape of boxing right now? You know, in the beginning and the intro, I said that I haven't seen boxing with this type of momentum probably in my lifetime. You know,
Yeah.
which every weekend there's like a fight to look forward to. Not them Friday night fights that nobody see on TV. But I'm talking about every weekend up to probably 2021 is a fight. Like I don't even go to the clubs no more. I don't go out to the lounge. I rather watch boxing. Boxing is keeping me home. Boxing is keeping me home. The wife is happy.
Nah, mate, boxing is booming, and it's so great to be a part of it too. You know, this is my dream, to be a part of these big fights that the people want to see, and it's in a great place. And you know, I love the sport of boxing, so nothing makes me happier than seeing it doing so well. And yeah, there's so many fights to look forward to, and Top Rank, my promoter, doing a sensational job putting on fight after fight, weekend after weekend, with this, you know, the best of the best. So it's very exciting, and to be a part of it is something that I'm very grateful of.
Well, I spoke to a couple of fighters, and they said they have to have another level of concentration or professionalism or focus to be in the bubble. Or everybody's saying that the bubble is like a jail. It's like you're isolated most of the time. You know, how do you describe the bubble for the people that don't know how hard? But every fighter said that is not an easy transition.
Yeah, it's not, but I enjoy it. Like I said at the start, I love the bubble. So maybe
You're the only one.
Yeah.
You're the only one that said that you love the bubble.
Yeah, well, maybe that's because, like you said, it takes some extreme focus and determination, and that's something that I've got in abundance. So maybe that's why I like it, because I know that other guys don't like that situation, and I enjoy it. And I think it's a big benefit that I've already fought in the bubble, and Nui's obviously coming into an environment that he's pretty unknown and he's not sure about. You know, he's used to fighting in front of sellout stadiums, so going in there and fighting in front of maybe 20 people or however many they allow, you know, it's going to be pretty foreign for him. But it's something that I've done, and it's something, you know, I've performed well in there, so I know that it's you know, it's something that's comfortable for me. And I think that's a big advantage for me. So, as I said, I love the bubble. I'm looking forward to getting back in there.
My boy Unravel Boxing Talk and News asked this. He wants to know, do you take any confidence going to the fight after seeing the big upset this weekend? Is there magic in the air with the upset?
Yeah, there is. As I said, for me to be there live and watch it was just so good, and it gave me that real sense that I already believe I could do it. Obviously, you know, when I take this fight and when I'm training for this fight, obviously I believe I can win the fight. But to see someone else go in there and beat someone that everyone thinks is unbeatable, and you know, to see how well it was received. You know, everyone's talking about Teofimo now. You know, he's the new face of boxing. So, well, that could be me in 36 minutes of hard work. That could be me. And it excites me, it motivates me, and I can't wait.
Man, you're giving me more confidence, man. I'm telling the people this ain't go. People say, Inoue. I said this ain't gonna be easy. Jason Moloney, he got the full work. He got the full work. He knocking people out in his last four tries. Yeah. There's a monster coming inside this ring. Don't let it twist you. And he's still growing, and he's still getting better. And of course, Inoue, who came, you know, they didn't feel like he was a monster in his last fight. There's people that felt like, okay, the invincibility of Inoue is already like, it's not there, the aura. But of course, they're gonna promote it that way. But here it comes, you know, it's been like upsets after upset. I don't even what how do you take that? Do you take that as a disrespect, upset, or you?
No. I mean, I know on paper that he's obviously going to be the favorite, and you know, he's won all these world titles, and he's got himself up the pound for pound ratings. You know, so he deserves to go in there as a favorite. But I love being the underdog. I love proving people wrong. And this is a big way to do it. So I'm ready. And if you're smart, there's some juicy odds. So jump on board.
Hey, a lot of people want money picking the underdog. Ladies and gentlemen, you better bet your money on Jason Moloney. I know. Better bet. You want to pay your mortgage, want to buy a new car, down payment on the car. Let's go. Bet your money on Jason Moloney. I don't know. I didn't get the because I think my question was long enough. But what do you feel about also, the business of boxing? That boxers nowadays, they're very smart in being a business, knowing the business of boxing. You hear the trend back in the days where a lot of fighters get, jerked, get, how you say, robbed, or, they just don't look at their finance like these boxers now. They're coming in being a businessman. How do you deal with the business side of boxing?
Well, look, as I said, I mean, it's a short career, and obviously you're putting your life on the line, so you want to be rewarded and you want to walk away with, some sort of security for your future. But for me, it's all about fighting the best of the best. I want to give people the fights that they want to see. I'm not into sitting inside a comfort zone. I want to take on the absolute best. And in the end of my career, I'll know that I did absolutely everything I could and had the best career possible. And I took no shortcuts. I didn't duck or dodge anybody. I tested myself against the absolute best and went as far as I possibly could. And I've got some big dreams. I hope I achieve them. And if I don't, at least I gave this sport everything.
No. Don't say hope. You got to say you are going to achieve it. You are.
I think you can sense I believe in myself. But I'm humble. And like I said, at least at the end of my career, I know I gave this sport everything I've got. And whether that's win, lose, or draw, I'll never have any excuses or any regrets.
Now, also, you traveling from 20 hours away, right? 20 hours
That's right.
away. Now, this is a world sport. Even when I'm looking at pound for pound, I look at it that boxers need to travel all over the world. You about to get this title far away from home. You've been far away from home. I think there was I think in the interview in your last fight, your wife, you had a child, right?
Yeah, that's right. Got a daughter. Yeah.
So and you was away during the pregnancy, right?
Yeah, for a fair chunk of it. Yeah. Man. I was there for the birth. And obviously, I've been away from home for about 5 months of this year. So I've missed a fair bit of my young daughter's life, which is tough. But as I said, these are the sacrifices we've got to make. And I'm not just fighting for myself now. I'm fighting to provide the best life I can for my little girl. So that's what we've got to do.
How is fatherhood? Because fatherhood to me in boxing is prominent. I advocate for fatherhoods, father out there, great fathers out there. What is it? How have you changed in becoming a father? How does,
Yeah, I think so. I think it forces you to change a little bit. Obviously boxing, unfortunately, you got to be pretty selfish at sometimes. Like I am right now, leaving home for 9 weeks to follow my dreams. But I've got a very supportive partner, Georgia, and she trusts the process. She knows, she supports me 100%. And like I said, I'm not just doing this for me now. I'm doing it for them. I want to give them the best life I can. So this is what it takes, and I'll do whatever it takes to achieve these dreams. And I show that time and time again.
And she will be proud of you. The family's gonna be proud of you. That's what I like. Oh, you wouldn't leave any information where to find you at, where to look for you, any social media platforms you want to share to the people?
Yeah, you can find me on Instagram, Facebook at Jason Moloney. I'm on Twitter at Jason Moloney 1. And yeah, follow the journey. I appreciate everyone's support. And trust me, this is going to be a special fight, so don't miss it.
It's going to be a special fight, ladies and gentlemen. We've seen the upsets. It's being very, very common. Jason Moloney been living in the bubble for quite some time. He knows the bubble more than anybody knows the bubble. And after October 17, he gonna pop that bubble.
That's right.
He gonna pop the bubble. Thank you, Jason Moloney, and man, good luck to you. October 31st, Halloween is gonna be a scary night. Monster versus monster. Trick or treat, everybody. Free TV, ESPN, ESPN, and shout out to your brother as well. Hope everything is good. Again, thank you for being a modern day warrior, modern day gladiator. You put your life on the line for our pure entertainment. Thank you. The boxing world, love you fighters. God bless you, and do your thing October 31st.
Thank you very much, mate. Appreciate it. Thanks for having me on. Take care, mate.
You're welcome. It was an honor.
Thanks.